Well, I've reworked a painting and subdued the blues in it. The blues were a beautiful, brilliant blue, but a little overpowering. So what has been done in the painting is I've replaced the blues with some really fun sea foam and gray-green colors. I wish the painting really showed you the true color, or the video showed you the true color of the painting, but you know, it just never works that well. Here's the concept sketch. It was a digital sketch that I did, and I had a really well-known artist tell me years ago that if something's out of perspective, some people might not notice, but others will. The lily pads in the middle of this waterway were just too big for the trees, and when I was doing the painting, I felt that I needed to make the lily pads a size that would be in perspective with the trees. I've taken over here in this area and darkened the waterway because I wanted it to be a stop. The trees themselves are a stop, so your view doesn't get taken off the canvas. And I've got the lily pads making a pattern to draw you down this waterway, which is a fun use visually of bringing your eye around. And then when you come back down here into the lower left corner, again, color is darker in a circular motion to bring you back up into the composition. And they always suggest rules of three. You know, have three things in a composition, balance is it, and to have a zigzag pattern. It always leads you through the composition. And with the rules of three, I made my rules of three these seafoam colors. So I have the sky, the waterway, and then these flowers. And what happens is your eyes in here comes down into the waterway, goes around the waterway, the water redirects you over to these flowers, the flowers dry you up. So at no time is your eye supposed to leave the composition in a perfect scenario. I've done some real fun things with a palette knife. If you look here, I've glazed some color with a palette knife over these flowers just to knock the flowers down a little bit. They're a little too bright. And I just think that that's super fun to use a palette knife in that kind of way. It's you know, it has some fun effects. Up here in the trees are primarily, there's an underpainting of burnt sienna under the whole painting, and then I did different shadows of blues and greens that were muted. That would be a second underpainting, if you will, to then layer the trees on and put a real fun horizon back here. Gives you the feeling that you're got another water mass in here, another lake that could be out in the horizon with a land mass in the very far distance. And the edges are very lost so that you don't have you know, a solid line. Again, using atmospheric perspective to really make that horizon line hazy to look like it's in the far distance. And I've had some fun reflections here in the trees. I've used my flowers, just a little bit of color here and there, just to have color harmony once again throughout the composition, because I think that's super fun. And I think that's really the biggest things that I wanted to point out in this painting. I did, like I said, a lot of palette work, and then I used a brush to soften those edges. Overall, I think that the composition's really great, and it just was fun. You know, these leaves down in here, all done with a palette knife. Just some fun effects in here. You can kind of see underneath it the burnt sienna underpainting shining through in a few places, and again over here in the far corner. And if you want to see my work, go to my website, dawnsecord.com, DAWNSECORD.com, And if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel for future videos. And hope you like the painting. Sure was 4 feet by 5 feet, and it sure was a blast. Have a good day.